Mate, you're so lucky I had a beer for today because
Yeah.
yeah, I bought a friend came over and
Oh.
bought like a 6 pack, or bought a 4 pack of this masculine Japanese beer I like to drink,
Oh,
and
yes.
um
Oh, hang on. Hold on.
and then yeah, and then
Yep.
we drank like three, so
Okay. So you've got one left. There you
I
go.
got one left.
Perfect time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dorks Down Under, Season 4, Episode 1. This is our
Season 4, mate.
season.
We've run longer than like the new Walker Texas Ranger. I'm pretty sure that only ran for
Well,
3.
yeah, but he had more episodes than us because he actually had a decent production schedule,
What are you
around,
talking about? No, I
rather
think
than
he did.
flying by the seat of the pants like we do.
No, I think he had 2020 and 18 or something. Hang on, let
Oh,
me
okay.
just check this. Yeah, the new Walker one with the dude from what is it? What's that show? What's that show called? Supernatural.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, actually, no, he had 4 series. 13 in the first. Let's have a look. 18 in the first.
Mm-hmm.
20 in the second.
Mm-hmm.
18 in the third, and 13 in the fourth.
All right. Well, there you go then.
We've got more. We've got more
Do
episodes than
well.
Walker, the 2021
We're
one.
doing
Deal
well.
with it,
We've done
people.
well. We've done well for ourselves. Right. So this is our first episode back after, and Happy New Year to you all. Hopefully, you all had a good Merry Christmas and everything else. Some of us who will remain nameless for the moment, may have not have had the best Christmas and New Year's because a certain individual on this panel decided to get himself very badly injured with a hairline fracture to his rib.
I was going to say, I'm like, did I?
No, you didn't. Sadly, it was my idiotic self that got himself injured on Christmas Day, and then
How did you
proceed.
do that?
Oh, right, okay. Let me rewind the clock just a little bit. Okay, so in December, Ellie was having, because this year was a big special year. There was not we although we're planning for Christmas and we got guests coming and everything else. We weren't doing Elf on a Shelf. We weren't doing. We had our little Advent, Hans Gruber Advent going down, but there wasn't like
That's good.
we weren't doing a lot of Christmassy things, shall we say? So Ellie got a bit thing about that, and so one of the things I suggested to her is for this whatever week we were on. I think it was like this first week of December. I said, right, let's have a suggestion box, and we're going to throw anyone in the family can throw a suggestion in. We're going to
It's
vote.
just a random thing for
Yeah,
three
yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah. But we're gonna vote on it on Christmas. We'll vote on that Sunday lunch about any of the ideas and say, you know what, yeah, well, because obviously some of us might suggest the same thing and show, oh, actually, we all want to do this sort of thing on Christmas Day to make it special. Cool. One of the ideas I put in was create a slip and slide. Because we got a little hill. It's not too big. And all that jazz, and it's a plastic sheet and some washing up liquid and some and a hose pipe. So that was fine. Okay, great idea. The kids are loving it. And I decided to throw my big fat 38-year-old at the time's ass down it. The first throw, I landed completely wrong.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
felt the wind get knocked out of me. I didn't feel anything crack. But when you're lying there and I'm face down, I'm face down, and
You're
I'm
like, I
lying
feel
there, and my body's gone, why did you do this? And I just immediately knew I've done something. All right,
Jesus.
I just knew, and I was like, oh, I felt myself get winded, and I thought, oh, that maybe it's just I've knocked the air out of me. Don't stress, don't worry about it. But nah. So literally, I battled through for 4 days without
Oh,
pain
no.
meds or anything like that. I didn't do anything. Well, I was taking some ibuprofen, but I was like, I'll just, I'll grit my teeth and work my way through it.
Oh, no.
But on day 4, because the problem was, of course, once I finally got off to sleep, because I was having alcohol, because I was drinking, and it's fine. And of course, I was getting to sleep, but then I was waking up and I couldn't breathe, and I was struggling, and I was literally on day 4. I was in tears. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I was just in tears, and I was like, I need to go to the doctors
Oh,
today.
no. And the worst thing is, too, though, they're going to be like, we can give you some more ibuprofen. You can't really do
Well,
anything for
yeah.
it.
Luckily, I went to the emergency doctors down in the Tron, and they said, right, we obviously we recommend it's probably bruised, definitely, because he was touching around and he said it's definitely bruised, but I have concerns there maybe is a break. Would you want to pay to go get your ribs done? I went, yes. I was like, yes,
Man.
please, I will pay. Look, it was like, it's my own fault, but I needed to know if it was fractured or broken. I didn't think it was broken because I could still move, but
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah,
man.
basically, the radiologist says he can't rule out a hairline fracture, but it's definitely not broken. Is basically what it was. So,
In other words, this is still going to suck for a bit until eventually it just randomly mends itself.
That first week was problematic.
Yeah.
But I did get prescribed very good painkillers. I've got the good stuff now. So yeah, so for the first couple of days after that, I was taking the really strong stuff for when I was going to bed, but I'm able to. I'm only down to taking painkillers once a day now, which is good. So I think so.
That's still insane though. Like,
It's still it's still bad, but it was. Yeah, it's not my finest birthday bash. I'll tell you that. Trying to. I was not happy. I was a grump because I was always there. I was just in pain, sort of thing. But we made it work. We did make it work. It was good fun, sort of thing. But yeah. So anyway, so I had a fun time. It was hard. I'll tell you what. Have you realized? I never realized how much your body needs ribs. Any movement I do involves my rib hurting in some way, shape, or form. Lifting stuff up, putting stuff on the floor. Oh god, it's just.
Oh mate, you have no idea.
Painful. It was painful. Even peeing standing up, man. I didn't realize that if when you're pushing out that bit, yeah, you can twinge your rib. Oh god. Nothing.
No, man. Oh, man. I remember doing it. Where was I? I think I played American football, and it was like my second to last American football match. And, and I just remember getting hit last minute, and it was just bad. I got hit really badly, and I was just like, screw it. And I went up, and I'm like, yeah, I feel all right. And I played the next game, and I was like, sweet. And then, oh, man, it would have been like the next day, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, just eating cereal hurt. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I was so thankful that I was a little bit ambidextrous, so I could actually do things left-handed. But I'm just like, no, this is not what you call porridge. Like it was horrible.
Yeah. No, I know.
So your birthday was obviously alcohol fueled to try not to hurt.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it was. I was taking some ibuprofen. But I literally, thank you, Spates. And Spates and Jim Beam got me through. So, yeah, honestly, I was hammering it. Because Elle was saying, she said, I'm not going to tell you off for drinking too much because I know why you're drinking too much because I know it's the only thing that's dulling the pain.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like if you haven't had it done, people, you are not going to understand. But
10 out of 10 don't recommend.
Dull pain that, like... Breathing hurts.
You say
Stretching hurts.
I've had a fracture. I've had fractures in both my both my arms, sort of thing. So I've had fractures like that before, and that's a bit annoying. But you can generally move your arm a little bit, whereas I'll tell you what the worst thing was. Try not to laugh. Oh my god, have you tried not to laugh when everything is hilarious? God,
yes, I must say, yeah, especially when you've been drinking too, though, because everything just is funnier.
It was painful. Oh, we went to the beach. In fact, one of the day, in fact, it was just before I went and got my pain meds. We went to the beach. Beautiful, hot, stunning day. So we got the day off. Let's go to the beach. No worries, crack on. So we went across the Mandel, and I was fine. The water was cold, which is fine. These things happen. Don't stress. But I got into the water, and the second it got up to my rib, I couldn't breathe. My body was trying to take a deep breath, but of course, taking a deep breath expands the chest and makes ribs move. So the problem is, my brain and body were fighting each other, and I was like, "Are you okay?" I went, can't breathe. Yeah. And she's like, and then he's like, "Do you want me to come splash you?" I said, "You will die. Don't come." But
it is funny too, though, because people don't realise that, like having a hot shower or having somebody say flush the toilet and the shower goes really cold, for whatever reason, your body just tenses because of the coldness, and it just hurts, and you're like, this is absolutely 10 shades of ridiculous.
It
Like it
is.
just makes no logical sense, and it's just all kinds of horrible.
It is, honestly. But I tell you, I never want to break a rib again. In fact, I would rather me actually break it, because at least then they'll do something with me rather than the hairline fracture when they can't touch you. God.
Oh man,
I even
this
tried
is
wrap.
it.
I tried wrapping. I thought compression
No,
bandage around
that
it.
makes it
Without
worse.
nope, no. It did help, but then the problem is that you've got to move. So it's
Yeah.
like it helped, but the problem is you've got to move. I was doing things left, right, and center, and I was like, yeah,
I was
this
gonna say
just
it
doesn't
helps
work.
if you're standing still, but the problem is as soon as you move, because it's also tighter there as well, it doesn't work. But oh my god,
Yeah.
well that sounds like a fun way to spend Christmas and New Year's and your
Hey,
birthday.
these things happen, and of course, if it's gonna happen to anyone in life, it's gonna be me. It's
I
gonna,
just,
it's gonna have to be me. Come on, Des, you know that.
but no,
What about you, sir? How was your first
yes,
Christmas in your place?
it was good actually. Like it was. To be fair though, I was just glad to get rid of the Christmas presents because in the back of my office, in between pretty much the front door, if you can see it, and the cupboard,
Yeah.
with all the Christmas presents. The problem was on my birthday, my mum was like, "Oh, we're having it at Garrick and Lachlan's and Robbie's house, my uncle and cousin's house.
Yeah.
So you need to buy something for their kids, which we never normally do."
Yeah.
And even so, but she told me this on my birthday. Yet all my presents were bought by mid-October, like to the point in my old house, I had all the presents purchased because I'm like, I know what they want. I'm just going to get them all fantastic.
Yeah.
So that for an hour and a half of my birthday, I spent shopping for the kids.
Yeah.
Then I get there, mum hasn't bought for them. My brother and sister haven't bought for them. I'm like, so what did I have to buy for them? So I'm like, and I was just glad because like there was like I bought two of those. They're like $4 Big W bags, and I
Yeah.
used them to move because they're massive.
Yeah.
And I had both of them full. And then what was great is I was able to give one to my brother and give one to Garrick so they can put all their presents in. They're like, don't you need it? I'm like, oh no, you guys take them. I don't have much presents to do. And then I think I pretty much got home, got Bunnings vouchers, and got a few things. Everything that I got put in the bin because I didn't really want it. Like they're just some t-shirts and stuff. Because my family doesn't like giving gift vouchers with no present to open, so they kind of give you a gift voucher.
Right. Can we say it is completely acceptable, in my opinion? Because it's like, that's the reason why me and Elle, we do, essentially, it's not like a gift exchange. We actually do, like she'll go and buy what she wants and then says, this is my Christmas gift. There you go. And I'm like, thank you very kindly. And I go to the same. I find something I want, and I buy that, and I give it away and say, that is my Christmas gift. Thank you very much. And just, and guess what? Everybody's happy. Because the problem is, Elle will, I admit, I am a problem to shop for when it comes to Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that. Because I, like probably most males, I get stuff when I need it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a list. It's just like, oh, this is now broken. I need to go replace it. Oh, Christmas is in 2 weeks. I could wait. Nah, screw that. I need it now. So, it's just get it done.
It's a bit like that. Like I find that as well, where I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to quickly, I'm just going to quickly grab this because I need this, or I'm going to quickly grab that because I need that. Like, it's not one of those things, and it's so funny because like talking to even some of my female friends, and they just don't understand it. I'm like, it's not that hard. Like, men don't want for anything, and if they do, they just go buy
Just
it.
go buy
like,
it, yeah. It's
we don't really have that thing where we're like, oh, I really want this perfume. I'm going to wait until it goes on special, or I'm just going to wait for this. It's just like, we need X, so
yeah,
I'm going to get X.
pretty much it is. It's literally, it's like Elvis said, oh, I'll get you a new perfume, new aftershave. And I was like, well, in comparison to all the other ones I'm still working through, I've got I must have about 6 different aftershaves. But the problem is that because they get bought for you, don't they? And it's like, for God's sakes, I've got to work my way through this now, sort of thing. Having one aftershave, you'll get through it quite quick, don't you? But getting through 6 takes an age.
I don't wear it at all. Like I had one that I got bought ages ago, and I'm just like, it's still 3/4 full, and I reckon I've used it maybe
it was hilarious.
a handful of times.
It was hilarious when we went back to the UK. So we the week before we moved here, we lived at my mother-in-law's for a week. Because we sold the house and sold the cars and everything else, and the flight was booked. It was like great, because we had a week off. Essentially, we took a week off, which was fine. And then we went back and visited. And we went, she put us up in the spare room where we always stay, which is fine. But then I was like, why is there a men's Hugo Boss big bottle of aftershave in this room? And Ellie went, that's weird. And I was like, hey, maybe your mum, you never know. And she was like, she went, Mum, question.
Yeah.
Where's this from? She went, oh, I don't know. I found it after you left, like when you came from last day. I was like, hang on, is this mine? And it was my bot. It was one of the aftershaves I bought, and I totally forgot to put it in the suitcase before we flew out.
Oh my god, how do you forget things like that? That always makes me chuckle.
Hey, given the fact I moved country and that's the one thing I forgot to take, I mean, I think I did rather well, brother. God.
Yeah, that's true. That was the weirdest thing. Like, I still remember when I used to travel. My mum used to hate it because, like, when I went to South Africa, I got a phone call from a mate, and he's just like, bro, any chance you can come work a shift for me? And I was like, no, I fly out at 6 a.m. tomorrow. He's like, I promise. He goes, we've got a bridal party. We've got this. We're hammered. I need somebody extra, and you're the only one I can call. I'm like, no. He's like, I'll give you $50 an hour, and you can keep all your own tips. And I'm like, fine, but I'm leaving at 2 a.m. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Like, that's fine.
No clean up. No, I am walking. Yeah.
So literally 2 a.m. I called a cab home. Got home, and my mum's like, oh, she goes, you're up. And I said, no, I just got home from work. And she's like, I thought you weren't working today. I'm like, yeah, but I got a phone call and a friend needed me, so I decided to work.
Yeah, which is good.
And she's like, Derek, you haven't even packed yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm packing now. So sure enough, I got home, I packed, and Mum's like, what happens if you forget something? I'm like, worst case scenario, it's not like it's a third world country. And I'm like, it is South Africa, so it might actually be classified as a third world country.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll just buy something. Like, if I forget a towel or something, it's not going to be a big deal.
You see, honestly, the problem I say it, whenever I go away, even when I'm for work, so when I'm flying down the South Island, I'm the exact same. I can't pack in advance because I have to. Because if I've packed, even if I know everything's in that bag, and I know it is because I've done it, there's a little devil that will pop up on my shoulder like a couple hours before. Go, are you sure you packed that? Even though I know I have, but then I won't stop until I've gone back and checked it. So now I actually pack literally up until 30 minutes before leaving, because it's it's an open case thing, and it's to stop me. Because the second the zip shut, the little voices start talking to me and go, "You sure you packed that? Is this in there?"
I'm not smart enough for that. Hey, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
It honestly, it infuriates me that I do it, sort of thing, but. And I'm also, like, when I'm leaving a hotel room, I'm the guy who will go around and do a double check, and then I check once more before going out the door, and then I'll just one more time, just in the bathroom area in case I've forgotten. So, yeah, I have to do about 3 or 4 checks of the room. Even if it's a single room, it's like, this is done in 3 seconds. Why the hell am I stressing about it? But yeah.
I mean, it is weird, though, because, I mean, the only time I've ever really forgotten anything, which was the funniest time, was in New York.
Yeah.
So we're flying from New York to London, and I didn't realise, but at the time, what had happened was I had my passport taken from the hotel because it was sitting on the bedside table, and the problem was one of the cleaners had accidentally knocked it off the thingo, and when the cleaner was cleaning, even though our bags were still there, because we were coming up to clean it, she went, I found this she obviously, I don't know if it had fallen in a bucket or if it had fallen on the floor.
Yeah.
So she was it, and I knew where my passport was, and I couldn't find it. And then just as I left, I was like, I actually don't know where my passport is.
Yeah.
And I freaked out, and I'm like, shit. And I went everywhere, and then eventually I got a phone call. I mean, I got down to the reception after we had to leave. Like, we were already running late, and we had to leave. And I was like, crap. Couldn't figure out anything. And then what happened was they said, oh, yeah, somebody found it, and it got dropped off. And I was like, how? It was in my room. And they said, well, it looks like one of the cleaners is obviously dusting, and it's fallen in their cart. Because when they went downstairs, the cleaner found it. I'm like,
Jesus. Bro.
Oh, my God.
God forbid. Yeah, absolutely not. That would terrify me. I'm literally the passport, the day of travel lives in my pocket
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it lives in my pocket and it doesn't leave pocket.
Mine always lives in the front pocket of my backpack, and I always check it like 75 different times.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I know it's there, but yeah, like, and you always check it half a dozen times.
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Literally, you're literally, even though you've checked it before you've shut the door, you'll
Yeah.
still check while you're in the car. It's like, yeah, it's still there, it's still there. Because somehow
But yeah,
we all know that the
we'll-
second it's in your pocket, it goes into another dimension at some point. If you don't check it, it's gonna disappear into the ether, and you're like, it was there, it was there.
Well, that was the weirdest thing because I was just like, screw it. I'm like, I want that thing there. But like before that moment, I never had that. Like, I never had that panic or freak out before. It was always like, that's where it lives. And I just put it in there once, zip it up, and it's fine.
Yeah,
Until I lost it that one time.
yeah. And so now, now it's scarred you for life, and you have to worry.
It really, 100% it has. Like, it's not even, I'm not even joking. So here's a question.
All right,
what
sorry.
games, movies, what nerdy stuff do we get up to over the
Well,
over the holidays?
obviously, I bought you your Christmas gift. Now we haven't had a chance to play any more together because
Unfortunately, yes.
Due
So
to-
for
due to
everybody that was
scheduling
watching,
conflict.
I'm not sure if we said it on the podcast. I think we may have.
did we say it
But
on
we-
that? I can't remember. I think,
So,
it might have
but
been the
Jordan
last.
was nice enough to buy me the game that we've probably annoyed you guys with more than anything, Helldivers 2. And I must say, I did sit down and play it with him. Thank God he stayed up a little bit late. Because right now it's summer holidays here, and Cherish goes to bed a little bit later because the light irritates her eyes, so she likes to go to bed when it's dark. So he stayed up really late to play a couple of games of Helldivers with us, and I must say it is a hell of a lot of fun. And that's the understatement of the year. It is.
It is I've been playing a lot more of it. I think I'm up to 100 level 124 now. I've leveled up a little bit.
How can you level up? I thought you had to hit max level.
No, max level's 150.
Oh, I thought you were already there.
No, I'm not there yet. I'm a long way off, brother. I'm not like these freaks who run it at super hell dive mode and I'm maxing out XP as much as it's like, no, that's not me.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I must say though,
like-
he played and he was like obviously a lot better than us, which isn't
yes.
surprising, and did help us quite a bit. And then we also had two randoms join us, which was quite nice.
Yes.
Which was Butterfly and what was the other guy's name?
Oh God, I can't know.
It was like an American state he had as his thingo, but they were both Australian, and they both had literally got it that same day.
Yeah.
So it was kind of adorable.
Yes, I know. It was Dad looking after the kids and explaining how things work. And right, you got to get this, you got to turn that. It is. But to be fair, the other day I was like, I've got time for a couple of missions, and I was like, I can't be bothered running anything high level. I'm just not in the mood. So I jumped onto low level missions, and I was helping out the brand new level 1 players.
That's cool.
I'm like, here's a mech for you. Jump in, and I'll run around.
That was the fun thing, because obviously for people that haven't played this at home, you can get mechs which are kind of like giant dreadnoughts. And yeah, Jordan obviously, because he's much higher level, kind of has everything. So
I do have everything.
He was just throwing stuff down that were just random stuff to being like, try this out, try that out, try this out, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, do you know how many times I've been asked the question the last couple of weeks? Because when I join on these low-level things, of what is the best gun? There is no best gun. Find the gun that works for you and you stick with it. Why, what gun do you run? I run the Eruptor, and I love it. And I haven't changed it since the last 5 months. I don't run any other primary. Secondary, I've got the laser pistol. I don't even run anything else apart from that now. It's like I am stuck in a box, and I can't get out of it. Because every time I switch the box, it's like, now I'm going back to the Eruptor. It's like every time I switch it up,
But
I'm
it is
like,
hard. Like, I know that Goddess, one of my friends that streams, we were playing, I think it was Firelight 84, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Battle Royale, kind of like a Fortnite-esque, but the good thing is you actually have jump packs. So you can actually jump and slide and move a few things, which actually adds a completely an amazing dimension to the game that we loved. And then randomly, because Fortnite was still doing better, they changed it all and pretty much just made it a Fortnite clone with their own characters. And like, to say that it died in the arse is the understatement of the year. Like, people just dropped off, and we tried to play it over Christmas, and it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, you've changed the whole game. But that being said, though, if you ever heard our group chat, we'd pick up a few guns, and then I'm like, "You got two guns? Yep, yep, cool." And then it would be like, and then it would always be, "I got a defender on me or a generator," because they're the only two I'd use. The defender was a sniper rifle that I'd always get like an 8 times scope, and to the point where I got so good at sniping that I could kill you from across. Like, I got reported for botting half a dozen times because of the shots I was making. Because you give me a sniper rifle and I'm an asshole, like I'll get you from wherever. And then the generator was just like the defender, but it was more of a machine gun-esque thing. But same thing, like you could put a scope on it and it was great.
Well, one of my favorite stratagems is using the recoilless rifle in Helldivers. So the recoilless rifle is basically a bazooka, and you get a backpack with missiles to reload. So it's a reusable one. Fine, great. I did not realize how good I have gotten with it. The other day I dropped in. I'm playing on level 7. Dropped in on the bots. Fine, cracking on, running around. Guys are three quarters of the way through the time, and there's these two small bases that are like on the other side of the map, and they're like, and I said, what about do you want to max out XP? And they went, no, we've wasted too much time already. And I was like, well, we're on a hill. And he went, yeah. And he said, give me a minute. I literally ran up further up the hill, and then I could see both of them. I'm like, okay. I was shot from 3/4 away across the map, and it's like, boom. Yeah, bot fabricator destroyed, and then turn, reload, shot the other one, boom, and the guy was like, "How have you shot from halfway across the map to do that?" And I went, "I don't know. I didn't realize I've gotten to be a sniper when I've learned how to do the drop rate."
There's nothing so funny as becoming a sniper with a
with a bazooka.
But I must say though, that was one thing that I found quite fun, is that when we were kind of getting overrun by the robots.
Yeah.
Which is also a bit sad because I kind of wanted to play the bugs, just because
we can play the bugs. I told you we could play the bugs.
But when we did that, it pushed me straight towards that. That's why I didn't.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those things of when I first jumped on, I started off on bugs because you start off on bugs, and then I was like, I'm going to try a bot mission. It can't be that at Jesus.
Yeah, because I didn't really
jumped
like
in.
bots.
This is when
bugs.
This is when Malevelon Creek was a thing, right? So with the planet. Basically, everyone refers to Malevelon Creek. It's Space Vietnam, okay? It is Space Vietnam War. It was horrible back in the day. Literally, you would land and there's lasers flying everywhere. You're like, oh my god, what to do?
Yeah, because I just feel... Because, I like the bots, but I don't like... It's not that I don't like them, but I prefer the aesthetic of the bugs because it gives me that whole kind of Starship Troopers vibe, and that's what I wanted to play. But for some reason, it did force you to go that way.
Oh no, I remember. No, we were doing the bots because there was a major. I think it was either the major order was the bots, or it was the personal order to get you some extra medals, because you need to farm medals to unlock all the good stuff.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, and it was like, well, we could either do that or we do this, and you can get medals. You're like, I want to get stuff. All right, well, we're going to the bots because you need to kill X amount. I think it was kill X amount of this or X amount of Y, and it was something I can't remember. I think it might have been kill 100 troopers or something like that, which is a bit of, it's a 2 or 3 mission kind of grind, but yeah, it was quite good.
But that being said, though, obviously CES has just finished about 3 or 4 days ago.
Yes.
So there was a lot of great things there. Obviously, razors, the new GPUs.
Yep.
There's been massive things, but also weirdly something that I didn't realize they were doing. But the PlayStation Productions actually came out with 3 movies.
Yes.
And one of them happened to be Helldivers 2.
Correct. Literally, can I say, right, for CEX, not one spoiler came out of that entire thing. There was no leak about any of about the Witcher 4 game, with Ciri being the main focus and all this chat. That nothing. Radio silence up until that.
Yeah.
And I was
like, CES is huge. It is pretty much the start of the tech. Like, I've just got lucky enough to review 90% of the stuff that came out for Razer, which was released around October.
Yeah.
But 90% of their stuff was all showed at CES. And that is the first time. And the reason why they do it at the start of the year before anything happens is quite often we're going to get out, we're going to show everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
They're also going to work on, like, they've actually got Razer's got a new gaming chair coming out that has heating and cooling.
Okay.
which sounds cool. At the moment, it's kind of like the Freya was, where it was just a project to see how
Yeah.
it went.
Yeah.
But it has won quite a few awards, so I have a feeling it's actually going to do quite well. But yeah, and I feel like it is kind of that thing where it's like we're going to ruin it. We're going to rather than have the spoilers throughout the year or possible leaks, let's bring out a few things. Let's people get hands on, and it is huge. Like it's one of the events other than probably other than Comic Con, that I would kill to go to.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just because obviously suddenly finding out, oh, there's Sony there, oh, and they're announcing, oh, we're gonna do a show on this and a show on that, and when they announced Hell, I was like, whoa, how have I not? How has this not been heard around? Because literally,
Yeah.
I've quickly checked the Discord. I quickly checked the Discord there. For the main Helldivers, I checked the Helldiver for dads. They've got their own one, which I've joined. That's rather funny to be in. But I looked at that one as well, and nothing, nowhere, no
Yeah.
one was talking about it. I'm like, how has this not been as a leak somewhere? Someone is obviously they must have had an ironclad NDA for everything because it was just quite nice because normally these days, you get a hint here and there of there could be something on the horizon. You're like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to pay attention. So yeah,
Yeah, like because there were rumors obviously about the new GPU, which a lot of people already knew about, and it was in the works, and they have said it, but they always do a great keynote speaking there, so they always have that.
yeah,
But I must say though, like a lot of the stuff isn't leaked. Like they do it at the start of the year,
yeah,
knowing full well that it may not even come out until the end of the year or at least the middle of next year. So you tend to find though that the idea of this is these are the hints, these are the leaking, these are the working in things to
yeah.
try to also gauge the market. Because from CES, a lot of things have also decided not to go ahead because they didn't get the ratings they got, or they didn't get the eyes on it, or they didn't get the claims that they were good. So they've actually gone back and changed it, or they've listened to people going, yeah, it's not good for X or Y reason, and so
Yeah.
they've actually gone back. So I think they do it forward enough that they can get like a couple of prototypes out to make it look good,
Yeah.
without actually doing too much. So I actually think it's a really good event, and yeah, I must say to be able to get onto one of those just would be so sick. Like
It would.
I would.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed for you, but you never know. You never know what comes in the future. Never
Oh,
know.
never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Yeah. You never know. You can't say you can't say never, Des. You never know what will happen to this life. Hell, I didn't plan on cracking my rib. you know.
Yeah, that's true. But to be fair, that's probably more likely.
Yes, it probably is. Or like, given the fact that I'm a 14-year-old boy trapped in a 39-year-old body. That's the problem.
Yeah, 39 now.
39 now. Yep. Next year. This year. Well, sorry, this year is the big number sort of thing, and God knows, and then we're gonna do some form of trip next year, sort of thing, to celebrate something, sort of thing.
The only bad thing, and this is one thing that I hate, like if both of us being December babies, that if we do want to go out, traveling is ridiculously expensive, to say the least.
It's the reason why. I mean, honestly, to be fair, Elle wanted to come over to Oz during the summer holidays, but the fact is that we've realised literally it's hilarious how you look for the entire of January, and this is how much a flight costs to Melbourne. Great. You look for February, suddenly, they take about $200 off. It's like sods. The lot of yous. It's ridiculous how much they charge.
Well, I was looking to go to Brisbane for Andy's birthday because it's his. He's got a big one. I think it's his 45th or something, but it's like his big one. And we were meant to go there for his 40th, but then this little cough came through the country.
That little cough. Yeah, I remember that cough.
To the point where I actually had the costume picked. He was having like an 80s party, which I hate costume parties, but I decided to get behind it because it is Andy, and I'm like, I'll do this. But yeah, it was like this. But yeah, and then the worst thing was they gave us vouchers. And I messaged the guys, and I'm like, because I didn't buy it technically through the exact thing, they're like, oh, you can have vouchers. I was like, the problem with vouchers, though, is you said my vouchers ran out in September. Melbourne's still in lockdown. So, which means even if I was to buy something, I can't physically use it.
Yeah.
Also, you have the most annoying thing where you won't even let me book something and then later down the track, like, get rid of it and do that without charging me. And I'm like, I did get some pretty good prices for it, but I'm just like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking. I mean, we had the
I
same.
ended up losing like $400 for that, and I was just like, I'll have a look. But at the moment, it's like closer to like $600. Just to get to Brisbane.
I was incredibly lucky because we had an America trip planned, for Ellie's big birthday when it happened, and luckily I took out insurance on it. So, because I'm that guy, right? I am that guy. Regardless if it's constant ticket, flight, any form of major travel, I will book insurance. Even everyone says it's a waste of money. It's not. It's never a waste of money because hilariously, when things like COVID happens, that shuts everything down. Suddenly, I was like, "Sweet! I got all my money back," and I was so happy. Technically, I could have gone for more because it's a full, but there wasn't a clause that would work. But I was like, you know what? I'm just happy to get my money back. That was fine.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah.
But I was also going to ask you: have you had a chance to watch the TV series Creature Commandos?
No, I haven't. I have seen it. Right? Is it? The problem is, I need to know. Is where is it streaming? Is it on Amazon? Because I have access to Amazon Prime now.
Okay.
I can't say anything further because I don't want Amazon to come and take it away from me.
Yeah. I mean, I could have given you access to that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know. I think it might actually be on Disney.
No, it would have. I would have seen it. Creature Commandos.
According to this, it's on Foxtel Go and Binge here.
Creature Commandos NZ. Hang on, where can I watch it? I can watch it on Flicks. Neon. It's on Neon here. Oh, I'm not getting Neon. I'm not getting Neon. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll get it for you. Don't worry.
Nah, don't worry. It'll no, because if it's on Neon, it'll be on TVNZ probably within 6 months. So I'm not gonna stress. They're quite I'll say Neon and TVNZ tend to have quite a good relationship with each other. So
okay.
They each get exclusives, and then suddenly 6 months later they're swapping exclusives because they realise that they kind of need each other, sort of thing. So it's quite good. But anyway, so I
was gonna say I'm not gonna tell you too much of it, but I did really enjoy it.
You don't have to. I've seen it all on TikTok.
TikTok. I was gonna say because we could actually do an episode on it later.
Yes. No. But now I've got access to Amazon Prime. I want to watch. I want to watch all the Lord of the Rings series because that looks good.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Rings
that
of Power.
either.
Rings of Power. That's it. The Rings of Power series.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah, no, I haven't actually watched that yet, and it is one of those ones that I wouldn't mind watching.
Yeah, so we'll do that. What was the other thing I saw the other day? Oh, I'll tell you what we watched last night on Netflix, and I felt so good watching it. We watched the latest the new Wallace and Gromit movie.
Oh my god!
A Murder Most Foul. We get Feathers the Penguin is back.
I must say, I think I watched. Oh, what was it? It was the one where they were going to the moon because they ran out of cheese.
No, that's the original. So the original Wallace and Gromit is where they go to the moon, and then it's The Wrong Trousers after that, where we first get to meet Feathers, the penguin who dresses like a chicken to steal the blue diamond.
Okay.
And essentially, this one is. I think this one's like the fifth movie in timeline thing.
Oh.
And but basically Feathers breaks out of jail and basically it's hilarious. It's great. He's coming for revenge on Wallace and Gromit. It's so funny. It is really funny. It's hilarious, sort of thing. So
because I think I saw the one where it was like they got rid of the cheese, where they ran out of cheese and they supposedly went to the moon. And I honestly think I saw that because I think it was a date from memory. I'm gonna say I think it was a date. She really wanted to go see it because she at the time she loved those anime movies.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, cool. And I watched it and I just remember being like, it's kind of funny.
It is,
but I'm just like
one thing that was cracking me up. Right, so there's lots because he's based in basically where Wallace lives. He lives in Yorkshire, in New York. I can't quite remember the town name now, but basically he's in Yorkshire. So there's lots of northern lingo and references. I just find it funny, but they missed a good way of having a little joke. Because one of the things that the news station they have play is called the Up North, right? Which is fine. But where I'm from, if I'm ever going to the north, it's like I'm going Tup North. So it's the one thing I wish they'd put it as is that it called it Tup North. It would have been hilarious. But honestly, I was in stitches. I was in stitches last night watching it. It was really funny. It was stupid, really stupid. But you know, when it's like, and I have been whistling the ditty all day today because it's just going round and round in my head.
That's really funny.
I can't get it out of my brain today, sort of thing. You know,
I'll say, yeah, because the only thing, because I watched last night, I watched on Netflix, I watched the new Fluffy stand-up show.
Oh, is that available? Oh,
Yeah,
great!
it's
I've watched
available
that.
as of the 10th.
Oh,
So it
great.
was actually a little bit later, but it was a hell of a lot of fun, and it goes for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Like it's not like it's a healthy movie thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yep, cool.
Great.
What
I'll
else have I
have to watch that.
watched a few movies and stuff. I obviously watched Moana 2, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Haven't watched my Ellie and Eddie went as part of
Yeah.
with the neighbors kids. They've been to see it and they raved about it. Said it was good. Said they felt like it wasn't as good as the first one, is what I got. Sort of thing. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't think it was ever going to be as good as the first because I was just like, it is one of those ones where you just like, the first was just so good. It was very different. There's just so many different things that I thought was cool about it.
We went to see Sonic 3.
Oh, okay, yep.
That was good. That was you know honestly, I hate that. I don't know what it is about Jim Carrey, right? I can't hate him. He does so good, and just it's like Rowan Atkinson playing Mr. Bean, right? It's amazing how he can just adopt the face and you start laughing.
Yeah, I mean he has always been a physical actor.
Yeah,
and it's kind of amazing, and I kind of love him for that.
Just cracks me up, but honestly, it's good. And we watched the end credit scenes, and then Eddie was like, "Dad, when does Sonic 4 come out?" So I quickly looked up Sonic 4. I was like, "Do you want the good news or the bad news?" He went, "What's the good news?" I went, "They are making Sonic 4." I went, "Belter! When? 2027." What? So
that is the hardest thing.
He's so angry.
That being said, though, one of my favorite series was the Bad Boys series, and it's kind of funny that the first one and the second one were 13 years different. Then there was a 10-year difference between the next one, and then there was like only a 4 or 5. But no, yeah, and I also watched. So I think I've watched Moana 2. I've watched Kraven the Hunter.
Not watched that yet.
I actually really like that, and people friggin' seem to can it. But what's weird though is it got like an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes for the thing, but then it got like a 74 from the people.
Okay.
Which always makes me laugh because I'm like, makes no sense.
We've already discussed Rotten Tomatoes critics. I honestly, I want to see their criteria sheet. And I want to see why it hasn't been updated since the 50s, because some of the scores they put up, it's like they can't. The fact is that when they're putting up as you say, it's 18%, and then you look at the people score, the people are like 80 to 90%. It's like, there's something gone wrong here. There really is.
How are you getting it so wrong?
Yeah.
But and then obviously I think I watched Kraven, I watched Moana, I watched Gladiator 2.
Not watched that yet. No.
That was a bit of a
But he does have Papa Pedro in it, so I think so. I do need to watch it at some point.
So it was weird. Like it was, like I know how they've kind of tried to make it the first one, like the first one, but I feel like it would have been a cool film. But I do feel like they tried to, like it's almost like they pigeonholed things in it, and the lead actor, as good as what he is, he just doesn't have the standing of it. Like I think Papa Pedro would have been better in that role, but I won't give it away because if you want to watch it.
No, I do want to watch it at some point. Yes, I do.
So there is a few bits. Where
I will say assure that me and Ellie have been binging, but I do not want to judge. I want no judges. Okay. We listen and we don't judge on this one.
That's right? One of these, is it?
Yes. So there's a show on Netflix because me and Ellie like to find a show that we can watch together every now and again. You know, obviously I've got my anime and everything, and she's got her programs and everything else. But we like to have some form of time together while watching TV. We found a show. Well, I found a show, and because one show she likes is Married at First Sight, especially the Australian one, and.
Cherish likes that as well. Guys, if you haven't watched it, it's like so bad. And right now, it was a cheating scandal in I think it was like season 3 or 4. Oh, and everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like it was huge. It made news. It was kind of all over the place. But the funniest thing about it too now is now every season there seems to be the bad guy that is just this misogynistic
Yes.
fuckwit of a man, and there always seems to be a cheating scandal, and
Oh.
to the point where now it seems to happen so regularly that it's almost like are they just trying to
Now
make
you
this the
see,
same?
with I don't watch Married at First Sight because I don't watch the first lot of episodes. I can't do the I can't do the hour-long wedding bullshit background bit. I
Yeah,
can't. I can't.
Cherish hates that
I
as
can't
well.
stand it. I can't stand it. So I'm walk through. Ellie watches it, and I'm like, "What shit are you watching?" I'm watching this. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm the typical husband slash boyfriend who will just walk past because I'm on the way to gaming or I'm coming to edit and doing something like that. But then by episode 3 or 4, I'm walking through and I'm getting a beer. I'm like, God, she's being bitchy. Oh, you haven't heard the half of it. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then literally the next night, I'm there for a little bit longer. And then by episode 5, I'm sat down, I'm pouring her a glass of wine. I'm like, come on, babes, we're going to watch this show. I'm that guy.
It is one of those shows, like, Cherish was like that with, obviously, Maths.
Yeah.
One time then she wasn't feeling well and she just wanted some stupid things. And at the time I didn't really have the best of internet, and we were walking past the cash converters and we actually saw like half a dozen of the Real Housewife DVDs. This is like when I first met her, like 12, 13 years ago. And I'm just like, and she was quite unwell. So I was like, how about we just pick up a few of these so you can watch them at home?
Yeah.
I'll come over in the evening just to make sure you're all right, kind of thing. All good. So we did that. And then she got hooked. And the problem was occasionally I'd get a pizza, come over and sit down and watch them with her. And over the years, I now know most of them. And then some of them obviously, as they lose money, they randomly come back into the fold and stuff. And you're just like, I hate that I know these people so well. And then I hate that when people at work talk about it and stuff, like I know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm like, it just kills my soul that I know it as well as I do.
So anyway, so as I said, I was looking for a show and I found this one on Netflix and it was called The Ultimatum. Now I thought, oh, it's basically Netflix's version of Married at First Sight.
I think Cherish has watched that. She was saying that it was like proper.
Right. So basically, I give the concept right. Basically, you've been in a long-term partnership with your partner, and one of you wants to get married, the other one hasn't, and blah blah blah, whatever, X, Y, and Z. You can go on this show, you apply to get on, blah blah blah. Basically, you issue them the ultimatum of, I want you to marry me by the end of this show, or we're going to break up and walk away. Now, the twist in this show is that all the other couples come on, and basically you essentially break up because you're gonna choose to date another person from the group.
Oh Jesus!
Yes,
this is juicy
but then
as hell,
you're gonna have a 3 day. So you have a week where you're broken up, sort of thing. Even though you're interacting and seeing your partner on dates and all that, which is interesting. Then you have a 3-week trial marriage with the person you chose.
Oh, so you actually choose them, so it's not random.
Yeah, no, so it's not like you don't have an expert choosing for you. No, it's genuine chemistry sometimes.
What happens if, say, for example, like me and you go on it, and like you choose Ellie, and then I choose Ellie as well? What happens then? Like,
so the way it works is you have to be chosen back to be accepted.
So, okay.
Yeah. So then of course you don't want to be second pick, do you? So you've got to kind of get it right. So anyway, so then you do your 3-week trial marriage, and then you go back together with your original partner for another 3 weeks, and then you have your decision day essentially. And I'll tell you now, if you're a drama llama like me, I listen to Reddit stories and everything, right? Oh my god, it fills the bucket. Season 1 was off the chain, all right, and the best bit was we then discovered, once we finished season 3, there's a whole other series, like one of them's in France, but the one we just finished watching, the one season we just finished watching last night was The Ultimatum Queer Love, and it's 5 couples of lesbians. Oh my god. Are you think a normal couple drama occurring? Oh my god, it was good. It was so, oh my god, because it's funny because you just know that it wouldn't work if it was men, because men, okay, don't get me wrong, we're gonna have words and we're gonna be doing that, but we don't hold grudges. Unlike there's some of it was really wrong with some of them, but and it was just funny as
because Cherish, I'm pretty sure, watched that over Christmas as well, because she was telling me about it.
Watch it.
And she's like, you should watch it. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. Like, those are the shows that I watch with you. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to sit down
Tell
and
her to watch the queer one. And tell her I want Cherish's opinion on it
yeah,
because it was good. It was so literally. We were sitting at the bit. We're like, yes. It's like-
yeah.
it is.
I must say, the lesbian ones are always fun. Like my friend has recently came out as gay, and I love her to pieces. But it's so funny. Like, she's just like. I've met like she's dated some horrible men, like to the point where when she came out as lesbian, I'm like, no offense, after your track record, I see that. Like, I'm shocked it didn't happen sooner. But she had saying that she had been with girls in the past and they had
Yeah.
dated. But what's funny too though is she's like, oh my god, like she's like, so her current girlfriend has dated four of her friends, like four of her own friends. Like so they have like a little group that they hang out with and they
Yeah.
go places. And yeah, they've dated four of them. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm like,
So she's the. I can't. No, I'm not gonna say that. I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm not gonna say it.
no,
I'm not gonna say
it's
it.
probably better that you don't. But it's just very
Suppress that
bizarre.
thought.
And
Suppress
and I,
it.
and I,
Ooh.
and I must say, I just do love it because it is funny. But like even just
Yeah.
getting her, she's like, I can understand why well, like I think she was saying that like something close to like 80% of gay marriages, female gay marriages, break up, get divorced, and she's like,
I'll tell
I'm
you.
not surprised. Like she goes,
Yeah.
I've watched people in her friend group or new friend group have made out with one another, and then an hour later she's gone into the toilet and they're making out with somebody else, and they're just like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "That's pretty funny."
Yeah. Honestly, it is. It was eye opening. But we watched season 3, so because we were enjoying. So we were enjoying the male female couple one, and we saved season 3 because obviously my gay best friend was coming out for Christmas and up to New Year. And we thought, oh, we'll watch it with him and see what he thinks. And he got invested like us. He's like, oh my god, he said, this is great. He thought it was the best thing ever to watch. He's like, I said, oh, obviously, I just know what I'm getting. I said, I guarantee I'm going to get a random message saying, I can't believe she did this to him. And I'm
Oh,
like,
100%.
that's season 2, isn't it? So, have you binged one? He went, yeah, it's so good. So,
But it is weird though, and that's the one thing that I do think is hilarious in regards to these reality TV shows. It is very easy to get sucked into them when there seems to be an element of realness.
yes.
And I think that is the trick, is because so many of them,
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
like I
The
find with
problem.
maths now, I struggle because it does feel like it's a bit,
Oh, it feels a bit too fake.
yeah,
Especially with the problem that I have is that how is it the experts have decided that these two are together? That's
yeah,
and then you find out that people say one thing and during their interview
yeah.
to get on, and
Some of
then
their
they're actually
interviews,
not
you
like
just,
that, and it's like, oh, for God's sake, it's like we understand you want to be on the TV, but come on, it's like,
like
jeez,
some of the interviews do make me laugh, and when they show them back later on, and I'm like, did
yeah,
you seriously say that? Like, and not to mention the fact is, not only did you seriously say that, what seemed to randomly happen is that the experts picked them and went, this guy that's a misogynistic thingo, and that has a habit of just leaving relationships cold turkey, you're going to put her with the person that has abandonment issues.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm like, so this guy's demons, when they get scared because things are too full on or too this, they run around like a little bitch.
yeah, yeah.
And you're going to put it with a person that has abandonment issues. So this dude constantly runs around. I'm just like,
I
how
know.
are you? How are you experts? Like you are
Yeah.
the worst experts ever.
It's like,
When
oh,
they
we
go
figured.
this guy's got like these bravado, this, that, and the other, very misogynistic. Let's put him with the strong-willed woman because that's gonna go great. You're like, no, it's not.
Yes, no, it is. It just, yeah, some of it just cracks me up. It's like, how did you think it was a good idea to do this now?
There's always one couple that like they actually, I feel like they actually match to actually that it could very possibly work. And then the rest of them are just like, this is just for the television,
Yeah,
like shits and giggles.
absolutely, absolutely.
Because it makes no logical sense. Oh, one other thing that I did watch randomly was Wicked.
I've not watched it yet, sort of thing. Ellie's probably going to want to watch it with me, sort of thing. Sort of thing.
Like
But
as much as I like musical theater and stuff like that, I think I would have preferred to see it like on the actual like on the stage rather than thingo. And I must say, like it does worry me. Like obviously the both lead stars have got vegan,
Yep.
and they like looking at them, you're just like, you guys look like poster girls for eating disorders. Like the black girl, at least a lot of the time she's wearing full clothes, so you
Yeah.
don't actually see it. But when you've seen her in, like when she was at the Golden Globes and stuff like that, she actually doesn't look well. And Ariana Grande in it literally looks like a skeleton, and to the point
Yeah.
where it's
No,
almost like she's got more ditzy because her
I
brain just can't function without protein. And I'm like, wow. And having been vegan all that time and speaking about that, that was one of the things that we did notice is both myself and Cherish struggled a lot with what we called vegan brain, where you just can't think straight, where it almost like you get stupider, and it's like, what the hell? But like, I don't know. I like the film. I think it's cool. I didn't like the fact that one of the lead guys that was in the play broke up with his girlfriend just after having a baby to get with Ariana Grande. Like that's a bit of a
yeah.
grey area, and people did not like that as well.
Yeah, I don't think
But
you
it
would.
just, but it's just it. I don't know. Like it was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, it is hard to see Ariana Grande act and just look at how painfully thin she is, and the fact that she just doesn't look well.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. But yeah, I'm like, I did feel a bit bad for her. I'm like, fuck.
Aye. Right. Anyway, on that sad note, we're going to finish up there because I have to edit this.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Just
you
been
do say.
realising we've been rattling on. But anyway, we want to say a big thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the year. We're going to have, well, by the looks of it, we're going to have a mega year with lots of things being released. So that's going to be interesting, and we look forward to joining the rest of you all on this journey and everything else. So please make sure you do like and share and subscribe and follow us so you can see our beautiful faces on Spotify as well as YouTube. And every like, share, everything else does help with the algorithms. So thank you kindly. And welcome back for 2025.
Peace.